Hello, thank you for tuning in to this week's Pick-a-Read. I'm going to do this one a little different. I'm going to put the information for the decks and the dice below this time. This is on my YouTube channel, James13 Wicca, so it'll definitely be on there. And then we're going to get right into the selections here. The Pick-a-Read question, which should be in the title, is what's waiting for me? And it might be in the sense of like what's waiting for you to choose it or waiting for you to move it forward. It may be something that's kind of stagnant because maybe you have to actively choose it for something to go forward, or you might have to actively do something to trigger it to move forward. So that's the idea of this pick-a-reading. I'm going to start with, I think it's going to go this one first for y'all. It always goes, I always go backwards, I know I do that, so I'll start with this one. The geometric rainbow shape. It's a box, which there's nothing in it, but it's a pretty shape. I don't know if I can get that closer. You're probably going to hear my cat because he's decided that anytime that I turn on the camera, that is his time to shine. So if you hear him, that's why you're hearing him. The second thing is going to be this, I think this is milk glass, not completely sure, but there's a peacock on it. If I can turn it the right way, maybe you could see the peacock on it. In person, it's like a pinkish color. I don't know if it's going to look pinkish on camera. And the third one is this, what do you call this? It's a trivet, I want to say. I tried to move it so you could see the silvers and the reds. So, I don't know if you're going to be able to see it. I want this other thing in the frame. So, maybe I could put it up here so you could see it a little better. I'd like it so you could, there's silver in it if you can see it on camera. I'm not sure you're going to see the reflection of the lamp, of course, but that's the third choice. So take a minute, decide what one you want to do, and then we'll go into the reading. I'm going to do the reading similar to the styles that I do astrological readings. I'm going to shuffle the cards and then start the camera, and then I'll tell you what I get, and we'll see where we can go with it. All right, so now on to your reading. Hello, this is for the ones who chose the geometric shape. I'm going to try to keep each one of them up there so you can easily find the one you're looking for. I should have the timestamps below. I think I forgot in the last one. The question, what's waiting for me? What's waiting for you? So it's kind of, again, if you saw the intro, it's more about, is this something that is waiting for you to do something, something you're aware of, something you're not, stuff like that. I'll put that over there. Justice came up on the dice, which kind of feels like we're waiting for something to finally happen. Are we waiting? Are we waiting too long? All right, so whatever the situation is, there's a problem around it. What's waiting for you? There's something, I feel like whoever chose this, that you might have a very defined view about what it is you want, and it may ironically be a little bit over-defined. So for an example of this, it's kind of like wanting this one specific job. Like I wanted at this company, in this office, with these people. And that might be a little bit overly specific for you to get what you actually want, because it might be like you can have that job, but maybe not at that company or with those people. Or it may not be that specific job, but very, very similar to it. Same thing with like if you're looking at a certain person and you're holding on and you're like, there's this certain person I want to be with. I just feel like that's the one I need to be with. I feel like they're saying you could have a great relationship and a beautiful relationship that fulfills you, but maybe you're centering on a person too much, and it's more centering on the actual experience you're looking for, that love, that devotion, that loyalty, that energy. Center more on that and less on the exact person. It could be something like that. And I'm saying that because I'm seeing this, the Hungry Ghosts, it talks about wanting something and not really being able to get a hold of it. But with this reading, I'm getting, it's not that you can't have the happiness you're looking for. You might have over-defined it, or might have it, like, for example, if you were a teacher and you're like, I want to work at this other school and I want to work in second grade and I want to do this with this, with these people. It's kind of like you can be a teacher, you can work in elementary. It may not be that one, it may not be second grade, but you can get in there. It's kind of like they're kind of like release your boundaries a little bit more, and you can find the happiness you're looking for. Maybe not exactly where you were hoping, but that experience, and you're like, yeah, but I want that place because I know those people, and there's a few different reasons. Similar things can come for you. Similar things can add in. It's just being open and relaxing your boundaries a little bit in respect to this situation. Like, I want to be careful saying relaxing your boundaries, not in the sense of like, being the way you're being treated, but in the sense of like what you want and how it has to happen. So they're kind of giving that, because I'm getting like, whatever it is, I've been struggling with it, and I've been waiting for it. And in the past, I'm seeing the Ten of Swords. There's been a lot of unhappy moments. I can't seem to get exactly what I want. I keep failing. It just never seems to go where I want it to. And I feel like I'm waiting for like the perfect storm, if you will. And they're saying if you can relax those, I keep saying boundaries, but I feel like there's a better word for it. If I relax the definition, oh my God, it scared the teeth out of me. Okay, let me just turn this off. If I relax a little bit on that, I could have it. And if you are willing to do that and kind of change your viewpoint just a little bit, I'm getting something could happen here. There's something there, but it's like it wants to evolve a little bit so you can actually have it. The way you're currently viewing it is a little bit too restrictive. And there's a lot of happiness that can come here. The thing is, if this is hitting, there's a reason you want it the way you want it. Like, there's a very strong reason. And I feel like I'm very conflicted. There's reasons, like, but it has to happen this way. I keep feeling that, but it has to happen this way. And I'm getting, with the Ice Queen, it's not happening. Actually, these both look very similar to me, the Ice Queen and the Lady of the Gift. It's kind of like, it's there, but not exactly the way you want it. It's there, the happiness is there, the possibilities are there, but it's kind of like, I gotta have so-and-so's house, specifically that house. It's kind of like, well, that's their house. You're not gonna really get their house. But you may be able to have a house like that and have the experience like that to where you can enjoy that. It's just kind of like pulling back your, expectations a little bit. Things happen sometimes when we have over-defined wants and over-defined needs. If we make it so restrictive, it makes it hard for something really good to come in. Why is that face down? Oh, is there a way to get out? This, I didn't realize I put it face down in there. Probably when the phone went off. There's a way to get out of this energy where I feel like I'm constantly not getting what I want. There's a way to get out of that. And they're saying redefining what you actually need. Because there is this weird energy of one of the reasons you may want or feel that you need what you need is that it teases you. It teases you in and out, and it comes in and out, and I'm getting like, it's kind of like, it's almost like that school job. I keep getting like substitute jobs there, or I get, I'm able to help with this or help with that. I get just so close, but not close enough. I get part-time this, part-time that. I get to work near it, but not exactly what I want. Same thing with the relationship, especially if it's a specific person. Maybe they're doing things or saying things that are making you feel like this is going to happen, but it never really does. There's reasons why the situation keeps teasing you, but they're also saying that's part of like what's holding you back. It's part of what's keeping this from moving forward. The experience you want is out there. The over-defined boundaries may be actually keeping you from getting the experience you want. It's getting past that. It's hard. I get that it's hard because it's letting go and letting the universe show you something different than what you thought it had to be. It can be very difficult. Because I get going forward, I see you wanting to put that work in. I see you working towards it. I see you trying to make it happen. And it's not about putting in the effort. I feel like you have that. Putting in the effort and moving towards it, that's not the problem here. It's being overly defined and being like, this is what it has to be. It has to be this. It seems to be holding you back. Because I do see, for those of you who chose this, especially if this reading is hitting, obviously, you got this work going towards it, and you're going to keep moving towards it, and it seems like things are looking good. Things are going the right way, but then it's kind of like the boundaries that you're setting are not going to be met. This location, this little person, the specifics won't be met, so you might walk away from it. And I'm getting that seems to be a danger going forward. It's like it's waiting for you, but it's kind of like I have to relax the boundaries and let it happen in its own way and not over define it and just kind of like try to flow with it in a different way. um, I'll even say this, for example, if it's a specific job or specific person, you may have to move outside of your boundaries before you move back into where you want to be. So it's kind of like I have to stop waiting or stop holding that boundary like it has to be this, it has to be this. And I move away from that and I try to find a different version of that, and it may come back in exactly what you wanted after. It might be that weird energy, kind of like you're just so tightly holding on to it that it can't breathe and it can't flourish. If you let go and move outside, it could come back in. So this is ironic in my opinion, because I didn't get it till I held these cards. It may be that you're holding on so hard that the specifics that you want can't come your way. When you stop holding to those specifics, ironically, you'll move outside of the boundaries. Like it's like if there's a specific person or specific job you want, if you stop holding on like I have to have that and you let other things come in, ironically, you might literally end up with that down the line a little bit further. Down the line a little bit further, because it might be you're holding on so hard that you're strangling it and it's not coming in. It could be. The more open you are, the more you flow with it. It's gonna come, and things are gonna change quickly. It just may happen in a way you're like, I did not think that. It never occurred to me it could happen that way. I keep looking back that way. Like it never occurred to me it could happen that way. I never thought that could be the way this would happen. Ironically, letting go and and relaxing your boundaries, relaxing what it has to be, so it can come back in, literally give you exactly what you want. There is this, whatever it is that you want, I would be very careful, because there is a weird energy to where I feel like this hunger ghost, it does feel a little bit of desperation trying to get it to happen. Has to be this, has to be this, has to be this. It feels like an emotional trap that I keep getting stuck in. And it's kind of like we got to kind of break away from that. They're warning that it's not just going to be like you break it and you're done. That energy, that mindset is going to keep coming back where you overdefine things, and it's going to keep restricting the situation. It's teaching yourself where you can relax your boundaries and let things kind of go and let things just form on their own. One of the reasons this might be a difficult situation, or it's like it's waiting for you but it just doesn't seem to happen, is because you get overdefined and you hold on too tight. You gotta find ways so you can systematically release and relax and let the situation do what it needs to do, and try not to over control it, because there is this weird energy of trying to control every little thing, or having that's what's actually it's gonna, like, even if you move forward, it could stall it out. It could make it regress. It could make it kind of stop. It could make it stop from progressing. So keep aware of that as this keeps moving forward, is relaxing, letting the situation do what it needs to do, letting it be what it has to be, what it wants to be, and you'll be a lot better with this. This last card is saying you want to get into a spiral with this that actually works for you and not works against you. Whatever this is, it does seem to have that spiral energy, like it keeps going and keeps going. If you can get yourself in more of a habit of letting go and relaxing and kind of like, this isn't working, this is feeling very heavy, I want this, I want that, I want this to happen, but it's not working. And every time that starts to feel, the energy seems to come in, and just kind of like, all right, maybe it's not for me, or maybe there's a reason it's not working, and just get into that art of letting go. I think it's called The Art of Letting Go. Is that a book? It's probably a book. Let it go, let it be what it needs to be. And it's kind of like that old adage, if you really love something, set it free. If it's meant for you, it'll return to you. That type of thing. So it's funny. It's saying, what's waiting for me? That's the question. There is something that's waiting for you that you very much want, but it's almost like they're letting it go and repetitively letting it go and making sure it actually belongs there is what actually will bring it into you. It'll go a lot easier. I don't feel like you're going to have a hard time making it happen. Once it shows it's like coming back to you, I feel like I'm ready. It's kind of like reminding me of, like, I don't do this with my pets, but some people let their pets go outside. I'm paranoid. I'm afraid my pets won't come back. Not that they won't come back, but they'll get hurt by something. That's what I'm worried about. So, but it's kind of like when I was younger, I had relatives that always said, if the animal wants to be there, when you let them out, they'll come back. You know what I mean? You let them flourish. it just makes a better relationship in their opinion. So that was a weird ending for that, I know, but there is this energy of like releasing to let it come in and then remembering to keep releasing and keep letting it go, because the tighter you hold on to it, it reminds me of a little person when they get a hold of a cat and they just strangle the poor thing and you're like, let go of the cat, like the cat needs to breathe. It kind of feels like that type of thing. But you can definitely have it. It's just kind of, it's weird. You can have the experience, I should say that. You can definitely have the experience, whatever it is you're really wanting, but it's like, it's the art of letting go and reminding yourself to let go when things get too tight. Are we good? All right, I think for this one, we are all set. So I'm going to shut this down here. Thank you very much for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James, the number 4, astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's below, same email. Thanks again for watching, and have a great day. Hello to the people who chose this cup with the peacock on it. I think we're ready. So let's see what we got for you. These readings are valid for whenever you come to them. I feel like I've been forgetting to say that. So. This one might be a lot of fun. Not that the last one wasn't, but the last one wasn't as fun as this one. How's that? Not that we're judging them like that. This one looks like a lot of fun. Like, I don't know why I'm so excited, but I'm excited. I'm like, this one, yeah, like getting over something or getting past something. Stop. Okay. So, even though this is a lot of fun, I will say that there is this energy that I'm trying to let go of that seems to be kind of maybe holding you back a little bit. This is past energy that could be affecting this. And I don't know if there's guilt or there's a reason that it's hard to let go of, but there's this sadness in the past, something not being right in the past. The past kind of like, for some reason that past might be holding you down. And I get that whatever it is, that was its own situation. And allowing yourself to let that go is key to going forward to the next situation, because I feel like it segregates you away from something. There's sadness from the past that is segregating you away from moving into this next beautiful part of your life. And I feel like this is something for those of you this is going to hit with, that it's probably not the first time that somehow the past just keeps coming around, and every time I get close, I just feel like I don't do it because I'm like, oh, that's not for me. I'm not allowed to do that. It's reminding me of like having a bad experience as a kid, and like trying to get to know a group of kids, and then like they're very mean to me, and then like, all right, and then I kind of build that experience, like, oh no, don't go into the groups because groups of people don't like me. And then like constantly avoiding groups of people. Where are these little hairs coming from? From the, I know where it's coming from now. Thank you, Kitty. Kitty left a gift of little hairs on the thing. It's kind of having this, like, there's a reason why you react the way you react. There's a reason, like, there's a valid reason where it came from. But it's kind of like disconnecting and going, hey, that's not my life anymore. That's not how things go for me anymore. And allowing yourself to go into the next section, because there's something here that does seem to want you to come in to be a part of the situation. And I feel like you're holding back and you're not saying anything, and you could, or you're either not saying or you're not doing anything. I feel like the urge is there. I feel like I want to do it, but for some reason I'm saying, oh, no, that's not for me. I can't do that. I'm afraid if I do that, it's going to backlash, or it's not going to work, or there's like this some innate feeling like, no, I'm not allowed to be happy in that type of way. Something like that. Even though I feel like you want it and you are good at whatever it is, or whatever it is that you're waiting for, it's there for you. It's a very interesting thing, because something, again, is trying to come forward, and I feel like I'm just like, oh, I don't know. And then I feel like somebody's coming forward or something's coming forward. I'm like, I don't know. Then you think about it a lot, but it's it's thought that's not producing action, and thought that's not producing action is not good. It needs to produce some type of action if you want to make something happen here. It's a very interesting card because usually that card also talks about not only introspection but also self-audit. Oh, this happened, I should have done it that way, or this happened, I could have done it that way. Whatever this is that you're waiting for, or maybe you're like, I don't know what's waiting for me, I'm curious what's waiting for me, and something might just click in your brain and you're kind of like, well, yeah, well, that fails because of this, or that fails because of that. They're saying, give yourself a self-audit. How could you have done that differently? How could you have given that a different chance? If you can think of other people you love in your life and you take yourself out of that experience and you put somebody else you love, what would they have done to make that happen, or what would you have said to them to make that happen? There's like this one little cat here I keep seeing flying around. It's just my best friend apparently today. Because whatever it is, change is trying to come in. It's trying to come in, and it's a beautiful thing. Your life is meant to evolve to this next level, and it's trying to come in. Like whatever's waiting for you, I feel like it's been waiting for a while, but it's kind of like when I say this to people, they understand it, but they don't. It's like they understand it and they don't understand it at the same time. Free will is a real thing. Nobody's going to force you to get up and have a good time. Nobody's going to force you to get up and dance. Nobody's going to force you to have that piece of pie. Nobody's going to force you to get up and walk down the street. Like, whatever this is, it's kind of like that's what this is. Saying, or at least, maybe somebody's going to force you to walk down the street, but they're not going to force you to like it because they can't do that. It's choosing to move forward. It's choosing to step up and do what you want for the betterment of your own life. This seems to be, it could start a whole new cycle in your life if you could just do it and start getting yourself into like the pattern. I don't feel like it's just going to be a one and done situation. It's like, I got to get myself to do it this time. And I feel like the more I do it, the easier it becomes. And I have to keep doing it. It reminds me of like walking up on stage and talking in front of people. Like you got to force yourself to do it. And maybe it didn't go well the first time, but it's like every time you do it, you get a little bit more used to it. You learn a little bit more. Sometimes you can go online and learn emotional tricks to help you get through it and ways to organize it so it can be more pleasurable to you. The more you do it, the better it's going to be. And it's kind of like this really beautiful time in your life is trying to start. But it's kind of like we got to start pushing the energy forward. We got to get out there a little bit more. Something beautiful is waiting for you. And this is the Two of Cups. So it could be people, could be relationship, probably a social connection here more than likely. It is going to have its cycles. It's going to have its really wonderful fun. It's going to have it's going to go in cycles, and seeing that come. It's like, it's not like you just grab it and it stays and it's perfect for the rest of your life. It's going to go in cycles. That's what the Phoenix kind of says here. It's kind of like go into it, try to be a part of it, realize that, I'm going to enjoy it for what it is. I'm going to see it for what it is. I'm cringing that I'm going to say what I'm about to say, but I'll say it. Hold on. You want to be careful about being overly loyal to the point where it stagnates you. Loyalty is a good thing. Be loyal to yourself first to make sure whatever you're connected to, you want to be connected to it. Being overly loyal is kind of like, it's like going into a relationship and somebody starts doing bad things in the relationship. Being overly loyal is staying with that relationship feeling like you need to, even though it's abusive. That's kind of like a version of overly loyal, or like having friends or family members that do bad things and standing up for them, even though they're doing bad things. That's overly loyal too, just in case somebody needs that example. Standing up for your friend or family when you know they're doing something wrong, that is not a good thing. Like standing up for them in the sense of like backing them up and they have the wrong answer, like that's not a good thing. I'm just saying that. Do what you got to do with that, because I feel like that's going to hit really hard for somebody. As I keep moving forward, you're going to build a pattern, and then it's going to be a new type of way of handling things that you're going to have to like. It seems like it's splitting hairs, but it's not, because you can move into this energy and keep it. But then the Queen of Pentacles is like very active energy, in my opinion, but there's certain boundaries. Queen of Pentacles always have boundaries. You should have boundaries. So that by itself is not bad. But the thing is, you want to be careful that your boundaries aren't just blocking possibilities. Be aware of your boundaries. You want to like if people are trying to encroach on your time or trying to take advantage of you, we definitely want to block that. But we want to block things in the sense of like, things aren't working for me. I don't want that. In the sense of like, I don't want to do 90% of the work and get 10% of the pay. Like, that's something we want to block. If there's certain things like, they're having a pie eating contest and I don't like pie, then you don't want to be a part of that. But you don't want to be the part like, well, they're also going to have a cake eating contest and I like cake. Yeah, but I don't know. Maybe I should just block it all out because the pie's there and I know I don't like the block. That's the thing. Allow yourself to be a part of what you want to be a part of. I mean, of course I had to make it about food, but you know what I mean? Pie and cake, the reason I'm using pie and cake is because it does seem very similar, but it's kind of like, well, there's pie. I don't want pie, so I'm not going to do the whole thing. But there is cake. So go for the cake part because if you like the cake, obviously. Like, go for what you want. Don't block out the whole situation. Just make the boundary to the part like, I don't want the pie. Don't do the pie, but you do like cake, get in there for the cake. Don't block the whole event because it has pie. That's the point. They keep reminding about the cycles. The Phoenix came in, the Spiral Dancer came in too, and then now we got the Season of the Sisters. They're different versions of this, like giving flavor to the cycle. Like, it's saying that, there will be quiet times, there will be very busy times. It's not always going to be the same answer. So, for example, be careful not to hold yourself to this standard. Oh, person who chose this cup, they don't like pie. So, oh, this says pie, so no, this is a no for them. You don't want people to have that opinion of you. You don't want people to know, like, oh, if it has pie, I'm not going. You don't really want that energy out there. You want people to know that you're considering the situation, but you may not want to share why you're not going, or why you're not participating on occasion, or even why you are. You don't want people to make decisions for you. Oh, that has cake. Oh, this person always wants cake, so we better make sure they're a part of that. Oh, this has pie. They don't like pie, so don't include them on that. You don't want to let people to have the decision power for your cycle and how you will or will not participate in the next cycle. I hope I'm making sense with this because I feel like I'm splitting hairs, but I feel like for those that it matters for, I feel like you'll get it. Like, I don't feel like we have to make everything a super secret, but like, be careful of like making absolutes. I think that's where I'm going with this. If it has pie, you're not going to see me there. You don't want to do that. Oh, if it has pie, not likely, but maybe. I'm a little bit more reserved with pie, but sometimes, maybe once in a great while. It's once in a while. It's kind of like with me and pumpkin pie. It's a good pie. I just don't eat it all the time. It's just once in a great while. It's not that I don't like it. I do like it. I just don't like it every day. I just don't like it every day. Versus like apple pie, I'll probably eat every day if I had a chance, especially if it has that crumb coating on it. You know what I mean? It's kind of like, but you don't want to like tell people like, oh, if it has apple, oh yeah, I'm there all day, all night. I don't know. I'm trying to get the message. Is there something I'm missing with that? Be careful about how people perceive you as having absolutes, or if there's something with absolutes. Because you don't want people, they don't get that power to decide, oh, this or that. This is what this person chose. This is what Cup chose. This is what Cup wants. I'm just going to refer to you guys as Cup. Sorry. You want that power in your court, in your control. There's going to be a lot more that keeps coming. If you move forward with this and you open that door, there's going to actually be some type of big shift after some time, because it keeps cycling, right? It keeps cycling around. It keeps cycling around. After some time, you're going to get very, very deep in this, whatever this is, and a whole new shift, a whole new part of your life is going to like lock in. And I feel like you're going to look back, for example, say it's over the next 10 years, maybe the next 5 years. And then you look back and you're like, compared to what my life was and what it is today, I never thought I'd be this person. In a good way. Because I see that 10 of Cups as a very positive ending and things shifting into a whole new way of life. For those of you who are like, maybe life isn't exactly where you want it to be right now, and there's certain things that are lacking, they're like, it can change. This is how to get that started. It's going to be a process. It's going to take some time. It's not just like, there we go. It's not going to happen like that. But the more we put into it, the more we go into this process, the more we open up to it, the more you can have. And again, 5 to 10 years from now, you might look back and be like, I didn't think this would ever work in my favor. And now look where I am now, and I'm used to it. I've seen that happen with relationships where people just, they don't pick well or whatever. They just end up allowing people in their life. They're like, you know what? It doesn't work for me, so I'm just not going to do it. And then they revamp their standards. They get out there in a different way. I've also seen when that changes, I've seen people the people that I'm thinking of, they let people choose them, and that wasn't working. They needed to choose the person, and when they choose the person, if that makes sense, everything goes differently. I don't know if that makes sense for the relationship thing, because I feel like some people handle it that way, like who wants my attention versus whose attention do I want. Like if you look at there's a room of 50 people and only 2 people want my attention, so I can have this or that, so which one do I want? Versus like there's a room of 50 people and there's like 7 or 8 people that I would like their attention, so let me move towards them and see if I can get their attention, versus the 2 who want my attention that maybe you don't really want. I don't know if that makes sense. Hopefully it makes sense for somebody. It's kind of like, instead of choosing from what you think you're allowed, choose from what you actually want. That's another key to this, which I don't know if I put it in there in the correct spot, but we'll throw that in at the end just for the fun, right? All right, are we good? I'm going to shut this down here. I hope that helps. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James 4, astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's below, same email. Thanks again for watching, and have a great day. Hello, this is for the people who chose the Trivet. I'm going to refer to this group as the Trivet. So hopefully you can see the silver in that. I think it's really pretty. I don't know if it's picking up on camera. So this is for what's waiting for you. What is waiting for you? And how do we bring it in? Do you even want to bring it in? You had 2 cards like fly right out of the deck. They are face down. So there's a very strong message here for sure. So there's something waiting. There's definitely something there. But is it letting go? I feel like this might have that letting go before we can get the new. Got to let something go out the door before something can come in the door. So something is waiting, but it's not just about what's waiting. It's about how do you get it if you want it. And it just reminds me, it's like, it's like the dresser is full. You want more clothes, you got to weed out what's in there. And it's kind of like it's got too much in there. So we got to get rid of some stuff. We got to at least pack it away at the very least. Deal with it in that sense. Because I get that there's something, what's holding you from the future is devastation from the past. This is very similar to the ones that had the peacock cup, the milk glass cup, whatever I put it in the description, the second group. Similar but different. Definitely this one's different. There's valid pain from the past. Totally makes sense is what I'm getting. But it's kind of like I have to let go of something that I'm having a hard time letting go of. It's an analogy. Take these readings with a grain of salt. Readings are for entertainment purposes only. We're going to say all that because this might be a brutal one. For example, maybe you're in a relationship to some degree. Could be married to this person. And maybe over time you've realized whatever it was that got you together, it's not there now. And maybe it's time to let something go so you can have something you want. It's an analogy. It's just an analogy. Could be a job situation where, this could be another rough one too, where I'm in a job that pays the bills, affords me a certain lifestyle, but I'm not happy. I'm just not happy. And it's kind of like I could change, but it would be a big overhaul to my whole way of life. Could be something like that. Could be. Because Because I feel like whatever it is, it's going to take some work to remove what's in the way to allow what I actually want to come in. Something needs to go. I got this 8 of Cups, which it doesn't mean whatever it is bad. So we're not like trying to like say this job or that other person, whatever. They just might not be a match for you. That's all. We're just going to leave it at that. But that has to exit so you can, because there is something out there for you. There's something different. And from the cards I'm seeing, there's something a lot better. And it's got to align with your heart. And it's kind of like also releasing yourself from certain expectations. Readings for entertainment purposes only. You may be holding your... I've seen people do this. I don't know. If this sounds bad, then it sounds bad. It's how it's coming through. It's like being married to somebody for even 20 to 30 years or less. Doesn't matter how long. Or some type of commitment connection, and then feeling like, yeah, but I said I would, so I can't allow myself to let that go. If you can't allow yourself to let that go, you can't allow yourself to have what you really want. And they're saying, let go of judgment. Not only for others, but for yourself. You reserve the right to change your mind whether you realize it or not. Some people don't realize that either. Some people fight that, which that's everybody's business. That's your own business, but you do reserve the right to change your mind, whether people like it or not. And some people struggle with that. Maybe you're judging yourself and you're not allowing yourself to do something because you're like, well, I said I wouldn't, or, that's not like me, or, if I break my word on that, blah, 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 blah. But circumstances have changed. I'm reminded of this. Like, there's shock. Something may have gone different in this situation. I keep getting, like, certain things. Like, for example, I remember a person, they committed to something. I want to say it was, like, a job. And they signed the contract and all the other stuff, and they're like, I can't go. I signed the contract. And then it took a couple of people to point out to them, you signed the contract with certain terms, and they've broken this contract 5 different times. They broke the contract. That opens the door for you to break the contract because they're not living up to their side of the expectations. You get to get out of your side of the expectations. Keep that in mind too, because I get that there's more here to this story. Like, this is just a general read. It's on YouTube, blah, 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 blah. There's a lot more depth to your story if this is hitting. Keep that in mind because you don't want to be the person that just struggles through it just to prove you can. You don't want to be that person that I can do it, and I said I'd do it, so I'm going to do it. Meanwhile, you're dragging yourself through every day, hating every moment. Well, hopefully not every moment, but you know what I mean? You're sucking the life out of yourself to prove that you're doing what you think is respectful, even though the way the situation is treating you may not be anywhere near respectful. Let's keep that in mind too. All right, the 2 cards. Okay. This does not have to be about love, but whatever it is, even if that's why I keep using the job, just to kind of like give a different perspective. It may be something where you want to leave your job so you can have your own business. It could be something like that, but you got love waiting for you. And it could just be the fact that you would love it. It doesn't have to be like a romantic thing. It could be. Got a lot of love cards here. You loving life and you wanting to love life. You have what it takes to make it happen. You definitely do. You got the Queen of Fire here. Very passionate, very beautiful, very wonderful card. You got what it takes to make this happen. You definitely do. I don't feel like that's something I would question, but some of you may, but I'm getting like, I feel like other people around you be like, no, you obviously can make it happen. You have what it takes to make it happen, whatever this is. It's stepping through that door and letting your whole life change. If this is really hitting, it does feel like, when I say stepping out a door, I'm getting like, if you are it's not a paraglider, what do you call those people? What do you call the people who jump out of airplane? Those people. Like they're not hang gliders, they're not paragliders, they're not windsurfers. Are they windsurfers? There's a word for it. I'm not going to do that. It's like jumping out of an airplane. That's the point. I can see it in my head really clearly what this is, but I cannot tell you what the name is. Like skydiver. I think they're called skydivers. It's like jumping out of a plane. It's like once you're out, if you're getting back in that plane, I'm quite impressed because I'm sure some people could do it, but I would pass out without even getting out of the door. But that's its own thing. That's the point of this, if I can pull it back together here, is once you make the choice, I don't see you going backwards. Once you jump forward, I don't see you going backwards. It's just kind of like it's a one-way door. That's the point. It's a one-way door. And then if you get that far, if you decide to do this so that what is waiting for you can come in, there's a little interesting piece to this that I'm finding. You could make the minimum changes, whatever that means for you, and be happy with that. I feel like this is the version that's you're happy, but you're also very accommodating to other people. I don't feel like that serves this situation. It may make sense, it may sound pretty to get what you want and to accommodate others. I feel like there's a better version of this, which if you're watching this and this is hitting for you, I doubt that you're a selfish person. You probably overgive, you probably give to a lot of people. But taking a moment and letting it be exactly what you want, no holds barred, not holding back, making it everything you want, it will benefit other people. Other people will get the benefit of that. I just feel like if you're that person, you're just that person. You don't have to hold yourself back thinking, well, I don't want to take that house because I think my aunt would like that house, or this person or my friend would like that house. Or I don't want to take that job because so-and-so works there and I don't think they'd be comfortable if I worked there and they worked there. You want it, go for it. Other people will benefit. And if they don't, it might cause a change for them that needs to happen. Just because they don't like it doesn't mean it's bad. Just remember that too. They're saying, be honest with yourself, go for what you want. Don't do it halfway. Don't be over accommodating to other people. I keep getting over and over again, the people this is really going to hit with, you're not cruel. You're not going to try to make it better than somebody else. You're not going to do it to hurt somebody else. You're going to do it because you want it, because you love it. Don't hold back. Other people, not for nothing, if they have a hard time with you being happy, that's a red flag in itself. You might want to look at that a little bit closer, be a little bit more honest with yourself about those people too. Just because you love them doesn't mean they're the best person either. I don't know if I want to go there, but I throw it out there. Let this be exactly what you want it to be. If you can go the 9 yards, the whole 9 yards, the total distance, the whatever field goal thing it is, if you go the whole way, you don't hold yourself back, you're going to have tremendous healing. A lot of things are going to improve in your life because with not holding back and going into this part of your life, your energy goes up, your standards go up because you didn't get this far just to let it go. You didn't get this far just to let somebody else rip it out of your hand. So your energy will go up and your standards and your boundaries appropriately. It'll all seem to kind of cultivate all at the same time. It's just kind of like, I don't know, when I'm looking at it, it all makes sense. It's all like a package deal because I didn't get this far just to give it up easily. I didn't get this far just to let people treat me badly. You know what I mean? Everything will come up as you need to. You'll learn what you need to do. And I feel like you didn't come this far just to give it up easily. That's what I'm saying. As you keep going forward, you keep saying, though, make sure you stay where you want to be. Other people will benefit, but make sure you stay where you want to be. Don't over-consider what other people want. Don't put yourself at a detriment for somebody else's gain. I get the people this is hitting for. I really feel like you're always helping people anyway. So it's not like somebody's going to get screwed over just because you get what you want. Make sure you get what you want. Make sure you ask when it starts to fall. For example, if you have a business, if you go into your own business, certain things don't look right, you're struggling a little, get the energy out there. Start talking with people. Let other people bring answers your way. Let other people bring positive energy your way so this situation can keep flourishing. Keep your energy open. Let people know when you need a little assistance. Don't be afraid to take assistance when you need it. I feel for some of you that's going to be like letting people know how you emotionally feel. That might be the hardest hurdle to get across, but that could actually sweeten the pot and just make this that much better. I like this one. I think this was a good one. It was a little unnerving, especially the skydiving thing, which I feel like because it freaks me out. Maybe that's why I couldn't say the word because now it's there. But I think this was a good one. All right. I'm going to shut this down here. I hope that helps. Thank you for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James the number 4, astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's below. Same email. Thanks again for watching, and have a great day.